Ladies and gentlemen, now we need to talk about the December side event, Spider Ham, back on the air, because I think we're all expecting this to be like a B-tier event, not really that hype, but maybe pretty good. And the reason why was on the announcement, they said this is going to be the first event to have Cavalier Crystals. And I think a lot of us assumed that it was just going to be the regular, like non-featured Cavalier Crystals that don't really have like the best drop rates. And in reality, man, it's not only a featured Cavalier Crystal, but you get to pick one of 6 Cavalier Crystals, and it only has champions for that year. And I've seen people going crazy on this event, man. The amount of ridiculous stuff I've seen on Twitter is just absolutely absurd. And not only on top of all of that as well, these crystals have a chance to give you Spider Ham ahead of the character's release. Before they've even sold the early access bundles to Spider Ham, so many players have already pulled him as a 5 or 6 star champion. And this is never been done before in the history of the game. Like, they've never been anywhere near this generous, man. And it's starting to scare me, boys. I'm starting to get very, very nervous. But I've just seen so many ridiculous crystal openings again. This is just a bit of a glimpse at a few. But I've got hundreds and hundreds of these. Like, people putting like multiple God Tier, beyond God Tier 6-star champions. Because again, being the featured, they have much better rates. And also focused champions in comparison to the standard ones. Also seeing, again, this one made me a little bit salty here, from KD, 5-star Apocalypse and also Spider Ham there. We got Black Widow Deadly Origin Mojo Spider Ham there, and also Voss, my guild leader this morning, pulled a 6-star version of Spider Ham, 5-star Sasquatch, 5-star Immortal Abomination, and Airwalker out of 5 crystals. These are mad. I think if you look at kind of the average scenario as well, with featured crystal drop rates, because you can get 18 of these crystals if you 100% all of the difficulties. So in 18, the chance to get either a 5 or 6 star champion totals to about 19%. So roughly 1 in every 5 Cavalier crystals is going to give you a 5 or 6 star champion. So that means with 18, on average, every person is going to get 3 or 4 5-star champions for that year. But again, you do need to keep in mind there is a massive spectrum of luck, as we always see in the Cavalier Crystal openings. Again, there are going to be players that open 18 of these and get so incredibly lucky, get like 8 to 10 5 or 6 star champions. And there are also going to be players that open all 18 and maybe get 0 or maybe 1 5-star champion, and it's a little bit of a dud there. But the fact that they've put in probably the most valuable Cavalier Crystals that have ever been added to the game for free in the side event and give you a stack of 18, like, currency wise, man, that is pretty much a free $200 crystal opening if you can do 100% on all of the difficulties. So yeah, this side event, man, at least in my opinion, is a massive win. Like, I was a bit worried that it'd be a little bit lacking, like, shard-wise overall, just with the regular Cavalier Crystals, but this has blown me away. I'm very impressed. So again, the breakdown of the shards for Legendary gives you 40,000, so that is 10 Cavalier Crystals for 100%. Epic is 20,000, so that's 5 Cavalier Crystals. Master is 10,000, so it's 2 and a bit, and Heroic is 4,000, so you can get your additional one there. So if we tally everything up, Legendary, you've got 10, Epic, you've got 5, Master, you got 2, Heroic, you got 1, so that's a grand total of 18, and you also have 2,000 extra. But don't be in any rush to open the additional 2,000, because again, I don't know if there's going to be like any surprise or bonus event where we can get even more shards. So yeah, that may be a little bit optimistic, man, but I really do hope that it becomes reality. Now, one thing a lot of people have been asking is, which of these 6 crystals should I open? So every single crystal is tied to a year. So the first 3 years, man, are just so bad. They've got so many dud characters in. Just don't even consider them, in my opinion. However, 2018, 2019, and 2020, I think there are a lot of good arguments for all 3 of those crystals, depending on, you know, what your roster looks like and who you really need. Also, something I want to chuck out there, if you haven't made a push for Cavalier, this is the month to do it. If you feel like you have the potential to do it in the next few weeks, get it done, because it's going to be so worth worth it if you can go straight into like a massive Cavalier Crystal opening, because the Grandmaster Crystals in comparison, the drop rates are so much worse, probably about 10 times worse in comparison to the Cavalier Crystals. So if you can make a push for Cavalier, this is definitely the month to go ahead and do it. So yeah, just something to throw out there before we start the breakdown, because again, if you got to buy the 2K ones or the 4K ones for Grandmaster, they're going to be very underwhelming in comparison to the potential Cavalier rewards. So again, just something to throw out there. So yeah, we've got the quad. We also have the what is it, Quinium, and also the Sexinium. I don't even know how to say it without sounding like something very, very inappropriate. But essentially, this one up here is 2018 champions. A very, very strong year. A lot of Beyond God tier champions in this crystal here. 2019 as well was a really solid year. Again, quite a few Beyond God tier champions that are very important for stuff like the Abyss of Legends. You got Nick Fury, Human Torch, and also Dr. Doom. And then finally 2020. I would say 2020 is a very exciting crystal for a lot of people, just due to the fact that it's a lot of newer champions, and a lot of people, unless you're spending like thousands of dollars on this game every single month, there could be a lot of new characters for your roster in this one. So I think that's the reason why so many people are going for this, plus like Spider-Ham, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Apocalypse. Again, there are some really big wins. But let's have a bit of a look at all of the years individually, and all of the potential good and bad champions. So let's start off by running through all of the 2018 champions. So Aegon, massive win. Bishop, not so much. Captain America, Corvus, massive wins there. Darkhawk, still pretty good. Domino, massive win. Emma Frost, really big win. Ghost, insane win. You've won the game, congratulations. Goldpaw is not in this crystal. Heimdall and Thor Ragnarok. Also Iron Man, Killmonger, I would say are all like pretty decent characters, like solid wins there. Korg, maybe not so much. Alliance War Defense always has its uses though. Massacre, pretty good for the Domino Trinity. Night Thrasher, you know, not too bad there. A Mega Red, massive win. Proxima, pretty big win. Red Skull, massive dud. Sabretooth, pretty big win. Sentinel, really good. Sentry, not so much. Symbiote Supreme, really big win. The Champion, not so much. Venom the Duck and Void, really big wins. And also Wasp, a solid win as well. So again, 2018 was a very big year for a lot of God tier and Beyond God tier characters. So yeah, it's just a year to consider. And remember, on average, you should get like 3 to 4 of these characters as 5 or 6 star versions. And there are some very spicy 6-star champions. Then we got 2019, and I would say overall this year is a bit more hit and miss in comparison to 2018. So Annihilus is not too bad. Clairvoyant, Captain Marvel, Cull Obsidian, big wins there. Diablo, big miss, man. Not going to be happy to see that, man. Dr. Doom, massive win there. Ebony Maw, again, a bit of a dud, man. His buff was very underwhelming. Elsa Bloodstone, pretty damn good there. Guillotine, really good if you got high skill there. Havoc and Torture, massive wins, especially Torch for what is it? Potentially Abyss of Legends as well. Invisible Woman is not too bad. Man Thing is a bit of a dud. Mr. Fantastic is alright. Mr. Sinister is okay as well. Mysterio is pretty good. Namor is really good. Nick Fury, crazy good champion. Ronin is not too bad. Silver Surfer is pretty good. I really do like my Silver Surfer. Stealth Suit, Spider-Man, and Sunspot, massive wins there. Same with Thing as well. Then we got Vision Arcus, who's not the best, but still a pretty good champion, and also Warlock, who's just absolutely crazy. So again, there are some massive wins in 2019 if you do get lucky on the right champions there. So potentially a year to consider based off what you need. But again, the big wins like Nick Fury, Doom, Human Torch, and some of the other Beyond God tiers as well are just game-changing for certain rosters. And then finally, we got 2020. So we got Mortal Abomination, really good character. Airwalker, not so much. Apocalypse, crazy crazy champion. So many amazing synergies on him. We got the Black Widow Deadly Origin, pretty good character. Cosmic Ghost Rider, just so broken, so insanely good. Dragon Man, Guardian Hitmonkey, phenomenal characters, all three of them. Immortal Hulk, like, he's not too bad, but again, not really the best character out there. Longshot, really, really good. Mojo is so much fun to play and really, really good as well if you do have him Awakened and High Sig. Mole Man, Nova, not so great. Platinum Paw is not in this crystal. Professor X, really, really good character. Red Goblin, pretty damn decent. Same with Red Guardian as well. Both have some very interesting uses. Sasquatch, really, really good. Sorcerer Supreme, really, really good as well. Spider-Ham, amazing character from what I played so far. So many cool uses. Squirrel Girl, not too bad. Could be a little bit better though. Storm Pyramid X, if you have Apocalypse Man, it's crazy, crazy good. Then we got Terrax, who is not so great. Tigra, who is really good if you're like a crazy skilled player and you do invest a lot into her. And then we got Wolverine Weapon X, who is not in this crystal. So yeah, overall 2020, again, it has some big wins. It has like quite a few champions. They're a little bit air as well, but the chances are you're going to get a pretty decent character. So again, it's a very hard decision between all of the years as to like which one you want to go for. So you got to think about, you know, who you want to be playing, who's going to help you out, and what content you're pushing for next. So yeah, it's going to be a really tough one. But personally, because, you know, I really want Spider-Ham on like both my accounts, man, I'm just going to be going all in for the 2020 crystals, and I think that's a massive appeal for a lot of people, is getting potentially the 5 or 6 star version of Spider-Ham really, really early, because people are just what is it? Pulling this man left and right, man. I can't believe they're actually giving out, like, you know, earnable 6-star versions of brand new featured champions before they've even sold the Cavalier Crystals. This is not the Kabam I know, man. So yeah, I just can't believe the amount of tweets I've had in like the last 24 hours from people getting like 5 or 6-star version of Spider-Ham. And again, just to confirm the drop rates, it's the same as a usual featured Cavalier Crystal. However, these crystals are so much more valuable because they only contain the characters from that year specifically, so it just makes them so much better, man. But yeah, if these were on offer, man, I would just buy loads and loads of them because they are so incredibly good. I think I'd do at least $1,000 on them, if not 2. But yeah, I love that they've given out these crystals before putting them on sale and given a fairly sizable stack of 18 of them via the side event. So yeah, I think, you know, providing you did get a little bit lucky on these crystals, this is probably going to go down for players as one of the best side events that we've ever had. But I know some people are going to do the event 100% all difficulties, they've sweated out that time and get completely shafted and not get a single 5-star. So again, Cavalier Crystals, they do have their pros and cons, but again, I think this event has been really, really good for a lot of players so far, and hopefully this month it continues to dish out a sizable amount of luck. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this December side event in the comments section below, and which crystals are you going for and why. But aside from that, if you did enjoy today's breakdown, please do smash that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.